Welcome to another episode with Loans Elevated. My name is Broch TJ, top 1% loan officer nationwide.
And I'm TJ Heidenreich. Together we bring the latest news, strategies, and insights in the mortgage and real estate industry.
Who wants to begin?
I can begin.
You begin every time,
Okay,
don't you?
fine.
Hasn't he begun like multiple times lately? Basically every time?
Well, you weren't here last time.
The last two with him and I, right?
Okay, fine. Let's go.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Well enough?
No, here's what I can do. All right, we're back with another episode, and we've got our star back. Congrats, by the way, on the baby.
Yeah.
What's baby's name? Is she healthy? Is mom healthy?
Baby is Aria, Kate. We're going to call her AK
Right on.
for the gun fans out there. Baby's healthy. She's eating. She's sleeping. Everything's good.
Nice. Well, what are we talking about today?
So what we're talking about today is some statistical data from the Salt Lake Board of Realtors and discussing this data in a way that helps you really understand what the opportunity is in front of us. We've talked so much about the news not telling the truth or using their media outlets as scare tactics, and we're hearing a ton of that, like now's the worst time to buy, rates are super high, homes are unaffordable, all this stuff. But what we're looking at is super powerful. So the bottom line is this. Salt Lake Board of Realtors came out with the most recent data, and list price to sale price on homes. The average is 96.5%, which means that the average home buyer is getting a 3.5% discount on the homes they're buying right now. Now, the other data point, and we'll wrap all this together in a bow at the end. The other data point is homes 1 year ago today, or I guess homes today are worth 10.5% greater than they were 1 year ago today. So it's clearly a massive opportunity for buyers. We've been seeing that. I mean, of all your contracts, what would you say the average concessions are to the buyer, including price drop and seller paid closing costs, that type of thing? What do you think you're getting on average?
Anywhere between 3 to 6%. I mean,
3 to
on
6%.
every deal. It really doesn't matter right
Huge.
now. Yeah.
And just to monetize that, 3 to 6%, let's just say the average sales price is what, $500,000? Yeah. So we're talking $15,000 to $30,000 in discounts on these houses. Now, the most powerful thing in our view is these are permanent savings. These are price drops. These are closing costs paid for, which is money you would have wrote a check for to pay for the closing costs had the seller not paid for them. This is money that you're saving permanently.
Yeah.
And you're sacrificing rates. But what's our story with rates?
Eventually they'll come down.
Yeah.
You can
it's
always
already
refinance.
starting to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, yesterday we saw a massive improvement in the rate markets, and we expect this to continue like we've talked about.
I think, the second best improvement in rates in a single day in history?
In history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a crazy good day.
Insane. And the reason for that is because inflation's coming down. So you've heard us say that time and time again. Inflation comes down, rates come down. Yep. Inflation goes up, rates go up. The only reason they're up is because inflation's up.
It was that CPI report that I spoke about last podcast.
Yep. So capturing these gains is arguably a better deal and a better advantage to a buyer than it is to buy in a time when home prices are not nearly as negotiable, but rates are low.
But it's still equally as good for sellers too, because even if you're having to give up 3%, 6% in seller concessions, because house prices from last year are still up, we're looking at a 6% increase.
Yes. So the way we identified that sellers today are making 6% more, they're netting on the sale of their home today in the market that is supposedly a bad market for sellers to buy, or for sellers to sell and buyers to buy. Clearly, it's not a bad time for buyers to buy. It's also not a bad time for sellers to sell. There is more inventory than we saw, but it's still a benefit. It's a slight benefit to the seller's advantage right now. So a balanced market, meaning a 50-50, not a buyer's market, but not a seller's market either, would be 5.5 months supply on the market. As of right now, we have something like 4.2 months supply on the market. So that means we're still like a 25% seller's market. So it's still a massive opportunity. And to explain what TJ was saying, how we are calculating that sellers are making 6% more than if they sold their home a year ago, which was supposedly the best time to sell a home, is a year ago, home prices were selling for 1% over list price. Today, they're selling for 3.5% under list price. However, based on sales prices, the home prices have come up 10.5%. So you have a 1% positive last year, a 3.5% negative this year. So that's 4.5% worse this year on the list price to sales price ratio this year. But it's a 10.5% increase on the value of the home from last year to this year. So 10.5 minus 4.5 is 6%. It is that's huge. Again, that means the seller on the $500K house is making an extra $30,000 this year than selling last year. And that seller can turn around and go buy a new home with these discounts and lock them in for good.
Yeah. And I'm still seeing, like, if the house is priced appropriately, you're still going to get multiple offers.
Yeah.
I've got multiple clients right now that we are competing against multiple offer situation in this market.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. Like for a while there, we saw list prices falling so much because sellers were going down the path of believing it was still the market we had just
They were still
left.
they're still trying to get that 1% over on every.
And beyond that, right? It's like, oh yeah, my house goes up $20,000, $30,000 every single month.
Yeah,
so my neighbor sold for $500 last month. I'm going to sell for $530.
Why am I not getting offers above appraised value?
Yeah.
Why is it? Yeah, I know.
And we all knew, including the sellers and buyers out there, we all knew it couldn't last forever.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Thank God it didn't.
Yeah, it was unhealthy. Yeah, it was
homes
not
would be
good for
worth
market.
like what, $50 million if it continued like that. Like it's ridiculous. But so, what else do you have? Is there anything else that you've got? Maybe we hit on why this, like, you're getting 6% seller concessions. Why is that so valuable? We've talked about this in another episode, but why is that so valuable for clients? Temporary buy downs, those types of things.
Well, yeah, that. I mean. And we've touched about, as you said, we touched on this in the past, but if we can get, 3 to 6% seller concessions, that can be put towards like a 3-2-1 buy down. And a 3-2-1 buy down costs like 4.5 points.
Yeah.
So if we can get, if we can get 4.5% concessions, your rate is, if you're buying a $400,000 house, your rate's going to be cheaper by 3%, and you're going to save like $800 a month.
Yeah.
For that first year.
Massive.
And when rates come down, say they come down within that first year, and you refinance,
which we expect, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
We expect rates to come down within a year.
Yep.
So you don't actually need that 3-year benefit.
Yep, exactly. But say we only take advantage of the 1 year of those 3-year benefit, and you refinance, the money that you saved that you didn't get to take advantage of the savings is actually given back to you in form of a principal reduction. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
When you do that.
It's the equivalent of a price reduction.
Yeah.
But the certainty of a lower payment for the first 3 years.
Right.
And you can't lose any of the money. Like it's all of the money it's permanent savings. And I keep highlighting that point because back when people were buying homes in the previous market, people were buying homes super low interest rates.
Yeah.
The fact is, no matter what rates are that you have, long-term historical averages are, the average U.S. homeowner changes their mortgage every 4 to 7 years. So those savings are temporary. There's a time limit. You might get relocated. You might have to move. You might hate your house and want to move. There may be a catastrophic event. You need to tap into equity and refinance to pull that out. There's a lot of reasons people change their mortgage. So the interest rates are temporary. These savings are permanent. And you don't see a market like this for home buyers. And again, the silver lining for sellers is they're making 6% more than they did last year. But everyone is missing it. They're looking at the here and now. They're listening to the media, falling for the scare tactics, falling for the fear-driven crap that it's a bad time. And it is not. Like you listen to Dave Ramsey, I keep showing you those videos from him. Yeah. It seems like every episode he says this is the best time to buy a home. Do not wait.
Yeah.
That's like the finance god of America. I mean, it's crazy.
For many years now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So anyway, we wanted to get this stuff out. I don't know if you have anything else.
No, stay tuned. We're going to have a market update video next, 2 or 3 weeks. And we're going to go in depth on a bunch of different things. Inflation, what's happening post-election, what's happening with the market, basically all market related. And
some forward-looking strategies that will touch on some of the other episodes, things that we've talked about. We'll do a little bit deeper dive on what we're expecting moving forward into the end of this year, Q1 of next year, 2023, those time horizons. So stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. Please share this if you found it helpful. And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you for tuning in. For more industry insights, follow us on all platforms at Loans Elevated.
And to get in touch with our team, call or text 801-713-4000 or visit loanselevated.com.